guys, welcome to Honey and Me. I'm Susan and this is our Arctic Fox travel trailer. I have been working on a makeover of the interior of this travel trailer for a few years now, and this is the final video to show you what I've done and how it's worked out, because I started this a couple of years ago and we've used the trailer for 2 seasons already, and some things have worked out quite well. Other things I've had to touch up, but I'm quite happy with the results, and let's just get to it and I'll show you what we did. So this is our little slide. What used to be in here was a dinette, with the bench seats and the table that folds down to make into another bed, but we found it wasn't something we really used very much. So we really wanted more space because we travel with 2 dogs and a cat, and we wanted more floor space. If you look at my original video, which I'll link up here, you can see where there used to be a couch and the dinette, and it's only half a slide. You can see this wall right here only goes out half as far as a regular slide does. The rest of the slide stays inside the trailer. It's a raised up slide. In our old travel trailer, the slide, when it went out, the floor was level with the floor of the slide. With this one, you have to step up about 6 inches up onto this slide. And so having taken the dinette out, we were doing a major fix on the outside of the trailer. It was all rotten around the bottom. We had to fix that. And we took out the dinette at that time and decided to put in what I call a day bed. This is actually not quite a full-size bed, but it's someplace that if we have people or a person or grandkids traveling with us, there is a place for them to sleep. The sofa bed that was in here wasn't long enough for an adult to sleep in. Even a couple of our grandkids would have been too tall. So it was kind of useless and wasn't very comfortable either. So this makes into a bed that 2 of our smaller grandkids could actually sleep on. I've slept on it. It's very comfortable. I bought a mattress off of Amazon and had to cut about that much off of it to make it the right size. So this day bed covers the entire platform of the slide, but half of it is inside the trailer. The other half sticks out of the trailer. And this is where I relax and the dogs and the cat. And there's room for all of us on here. I have lots of pillows, there's a window there's a cabinet up there I can keep craft stuff in and books and things like that. So this is kind of my little veg out spot, and it's very comfortable. I really like it. One of the bonuses is that underneath it is storage, which really comes in handy if you've ever spent any time traveling long-term in a travel trailer. Storage is really necessary, and we can carry all kinds of extra stuff with us because of this storage. So really appreciate this. I'll show you what it looks like underneath a little later on, but let's go over to take a look at the bedroom area. So this is our queen size bed. It's really comfortable, but only because I put a Costco mattress topper on top of the original mattress that was in the trailer, which is really uncomfortable. So it made all the difference, and this is a really comfortable bed now. It's big enough for us. We're used to a king size bed at home, but we managed quite nicely on this queen size one. It's not as long as a normal bed, but we manage. And it's got room on both sides for getting in and out of bed. My husband has a full length closet on his side. I have not full length, but there's actually shelves in there now. Somebody who had the trailer previously built shelves into that one, plus the storage up above. We also have little footstools that have storage inside them for books and shoes and things like that on either side of the bed. The one thing I do plan on doing still is doing something with that window, because it's kind of an unnecessary window. You don't see a lot of trailers that have windows in the front anymore. This is a 2007 Arctic Fox, and at that time they were still putting windows at the front of the trailers. It has an awning that folds down over top of the window. I think we've had it up once. But I do have the headboard that was in our old trailer that was stolen, that I had taken out to recover, and hadn't put back in, so I still have it. And I'm planning to recover it and put a padded headboard up over that window. It will also help with a little bit of insulation in the colder weather. And I just wanted to show you these things because we travel with our cat. These are kind of a necessity. These are extendable curtain rods, and they're just little ones. I picked these ones up at Walmart. I'm pretty sure you can order them off of Amazon too. They keep our cat, Gracie, from being able to open up the screens on the travel trailer windows. They are sliding screens, and I'll show you. So these slide. Some of them slide easier than others. Gracie likes to chase the flies that get on the screen. So in order to keep her from accidentally opening it up and possibly escaping out of there, these curtain rods, because they're extendable, can be put into place to keep her from getting out. This one, you can see it's narrower on this end. So what we do with this one on this particular window is we put it up against, and it's hard to see with the light outside, but that is against the window frame that slides open. And this one goes up against the screen itself. And that makes it so that cannot be opened. So that keeps Gracie from being able to wiggle the window open and do an escape route. And they're easy enough to take off and open, as well as close the window. This is the kitchen window where Gracie will sit and look outside quite a bit. And on this one, for some reason, this window sets in further than the other one. So I'm able to push the stopper up against the frame of the window as well as the screen. And that keeps the screen again from being able to open up. And I don't have to worry about her playing with flies on the window screen and opening it up. This is a little fan that I found on Amazon, and I'm going to get another one because it's been such a handy little gadget. So it has a cord, you can see goes over here, and it has a join here. I don't know quite why, but it has a join there, and then it has a switch on this one. It's not plugged in at the moment, but we have a plug over here, which was for the TV, I think, when the trailer was originally built. So you flick on the switch and you have a little ceiling fan. And I'm standing on the side of the bed and I can feel the nice breeze from it already. It's pretty quiet. It doesn't use up a lot of power and it works really, really well. So at night, when it's hot, we can have this going. Doesn't keep us awake. Does keep the air moving, so it keeps us cooler, and it's really quite nice. I'll leave a link for it down below, and if you're interested, you can check one out. They were not expensive. I'll just shut it off. And there. I added these little basket shelves onto either side of the bed, and we put things like our glasses, flashlights, cough drops. I keep some Tums in mine usually, but they're just really handy, kind of like a little bit of a bedside table. I also added another one down here on my side of the bed that I can put my books and things like that, hand lotion. I even have a fan in there at the moment. Super handy, and things don't fly all over the place when you're going down the road. This is my little kitchen. I used the dark gray paint on the bottom and paint that has a slight tinge of gray in it, but it actually looks a little more creamy than gray. I didn't replace the countertop because there is actually gray and beige in this countertop, and I really don't mind it. The sink itself is a gray plastic stuff of some kind. I attached this basket on the back here to have all of the things I use pretty much every day while I'm cooking. But I discovered that when the oven is on, the heat really comes up the back here. So I've put a layer of tin foil on there just to keep things from melting. These containers are plastic, and they did kind of react to the heat and melt a little bit. So this keeps it from melting anything else. This is a stovetop cover. I have one in honey and I have one in here as well. I've never put the legs on this one because the foam thing on the bottom here has actually held it in place. It's never even budged as we've been traveling down the road, and we have gone over some pretty rough roads in our travels. This is very true of us. We always talk for our dogs and our cats. After I'd painted the fridge, I added a magnet board that I picked up years ago, I think down in Oregon. And we've been collecting little magnets from the different places that we've gone on our trips down to the States as well as across Canada. You can see we went to Prince Edward Island this summer to visit our daughter and grandkids and our son-in-law, and went to visit the Green Gables Museum, and just a bunch of other ones that we've picked up on our travels. It's kind of fun to collect things like that that don't take up a lot of room, but remind you of the places that you've been. And I really like this little magnet board. It's a lot of fun. My grandkids have had fun playing with the magnets too. These things here were covered with the same fabric that covered the sides of the slide, the frame around the slide. And when I took them out, I had a few ideas of what I wanted to do with them. I was running out of time, so I just bought a dish towel. I just wrapped it around the old piece of wood that has the fabric on top of it, stapled it around the back. If I'm remembering correctly, I think I used hot glue to put them in. Yeah, I can see there's a little bit of hot glue right up here. So yeah, I just stuck them in with hot glue, so they'll be easy enough to take out if I ever want to change them. But you can see they're all the way along here is 4 of them. But I do have another idea of what I would like to do with them, and whether I actually get around to doing that or not, or just leaving this. If I decide to change it, I'll show you what I do. This area here is definitely my favorite part of the transformation of the interior of the trailer. I love relaxing here. I love being able to have the dogs up here with me. This wallpaper I am adoring. I think it's just wonderful. And it ties in so well with the wood that we cut, and I think we just use linseed oil on it, and it's just beautiful. I love wood, so if you saw my house, you would know how much I love wood. But yeah, it looks really nice. I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I'm really pleased with how the whole trailer turned out, actually. I am quite thrilled with how bright and airy it feels, having gotten rid of the couch and the dinette, 2 things that we were not using, and it just feels so nice and fresh now. I just love it. So this is the bottom front of the slide, and what I wanted to have here was drawer type things that I could access stuff from without having to lift the bed up to get to. So these are little bins that are made out of fabric, and they have little handles on the front, and I ordered, there's 6 of them in all. I think one of them is in the house actually, but this one has like some little fans in it. I have my little Instant Pot in one of them over there. We store cans, bottles of water, extra pop, things like that in these. And I do want to add a little lip on the front here to keep these from sliding out. But in the meantime, we're just using a bungee cord and a string to pull across the front of it with hooks on either side to keep them from falling out. And so far it's been pretty good. So now I'll show you what's under the daybed, but first I have to take all the pillows off. Those ones are okay. Just lift it up. And there's a little support here to keep it safe so it's not going to fall on your head because it's heavy. But underneath here is all storage. So there's the top of the little fabric bins in the front. And then back here, I put down some of that foam flooring stuff that interlocks. And There's some solar panels. I have a tripod in here at the moment. I have baskets in here that I can sort things into. And then over here is Gracie's special place. This is a place that Gracie can go to, and Gracie's our cat, that she can escape from the dogs. The way she gets into it is there's a little door on the side there, and she can get into it whether the slide is open or closed. So that's her little doorway to go into her little hideaway. And she really loves it. She likes to get inside of boxes and things, so this is right up her alley. Ta-da! So along with Gracie's little hidey bed that she has under the day bed, we also have a special place for her litter box. And I see a lot of people asking about, where do you put the litter box in a travel trailer or an RV when you travel with a cat? This was what worked for us, and I was thrilled when we bought this trailer to discover this. That little door down there is a door to access a storage compartment that you can get to from the outside. But what we use it for, and this has been on here for a couple of years now, so it's gotten a little bit dirty. Inside here is Gracie's litter box, and what I used was just a tote, and I cut a hole in the side of it so that she can get in and out. I can keep her litter there. So what we keep in here, as well as the litter box, is another tote that has our hoses in it. And it's all covered up and everything, but this makes it so we can open this up. Gracie can get into her litter box. This keeps the smell down a little bit. It's not that it's really smelly because I keep it quite clean, but it does, you know, give her a little privacy, as well as does keep any odors that happen to float around out of the trailer. And when we're traveling, we just close the door. That right there is the other door into the storage unit. The hot water tank is in back here. So that area back here is all hot water tank, and we can access that storage area through this cabinet as well. But I didn't even bother to put the handle back on after I painted, as you can see, because we don't use it. We don't really need access to that area from in here other than for Gracie to get to her litter box. So it's kind of a nothing door. And it makes it so I can put the garbage can right up against the wall there. So the bathroom got all painted as well. We don't use the shower a lot. I think on our trip across Canada this summer, we used it once. In other places, we just stopped and used showers in rec centers. We stayed with some friends and we were able to shower there. So we didn't really need to use the shower a whole lot. So it would be a waste of space if you didn't use it for other things. So this right here is where we keep the dog food. I can put a whole big 20-kilogram bag of dog food in here for our dogs. That's the dirty laundry. And I also keep all of the laundry soaps and stain removers and stuff like that in the bottom of that. And we also keep our water jugs in here. Those jugs are what we use for drinking water. The water that goes into the tank of the trailer is just used for washing and for the toilet. And that's about it. Added this little basket underneath here that keeps all of my facial stuff and things like that in it. They stay in there all the time. Never lost anything out of it. One of the things that we've been using for a few years now is this little rechargeable nightlight. And it has a magnet that it sticks on up there. And I have to remember to take it down every time we move because it will just fall off of there. But it's kind of nice because it's motion activated. I think I got this one from Temu, but you can find them in other places. And this one's got a cute little cat on it, so I kind of like it. This interesting crack in the linoleum of the trailer happened a few years ago. We came home from being up at the cabin, and it had been minus 30 here a couple of times, and the linoleum cracked. So we put some Gorilla Tape over top of it, and we've been living with it ever since. Eventually we will replace the linoleum, but this year we bought a machine washable rug from Costco and put it over this area, and it worked really well, and it washes really, really well. I'm really impressed. But we're taking it up to the cabin this year, so I will have to get another one to cover up this spot with. It's a bit of a pain, and yeah, I'm not sure what we'll do as far as replacing it, if we'll just buy more linoleum or get stick-on tiles and just cover right over top of it. The jury is still out on that one. This little area right here, this is where the sofa used to be, right here. And it stuck out and took up all of that floor space, which we now can have for just having a feeling of space. And the dogs can lie on the floor here. We've got room to move around a bit. This spot right here usually has the dog's bed in it. They don't actually sleep on the dog bed very often. They're usually up on the day bed with me, or they're over on the bed with Trev. So may just get a new cat tower for Gracie. I'm hoping to get one that will actually fit underneath the cabinet here, a little bit taller, but she does love to sit there and look out the window. So that is the just about finished. Whether I change things in the future, but we've had 2 long and 1 sort of long, but not that long, trips in this trailer since I did the painting and the makeover, basically. And it's worn pretty good. Everything is shifting around and rattling like crazy as we're going down the road. And we discovered this summer that the highways in Canada are not very good. So it took a lot of abuse this summer, a lot of big bumps, potholes, uneven pavement, rough pavement, gravel roads, and it's still all in one piece. But I'm quite happy with how it's turned out, and I'd love to hear what you think. So leave your comments down below, whether you have any suggestions or what you think. So that's it for the Arctic Fox 25R makeover. I'd really love it if you'd give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more RVing and car camping tips, tricks, and trips. Bye for now.